folks, Fat Guy Flies RC. Now this is the FMS 80mm Sky Blazers, and this is my third one. Let me explain. If you watch my recent hangar tour, then I explained it in that, but if this is the first time you're seeing me flying this is actually my third one. My first one, Hobby Zone sent to me for a review, didn't cost me a dime, and I flew the dog mess out of it. And then one morning, right down here at the edge of the runway, I wasn't judging correctly. I came in and I ripped up this front gear, damaged one of the other gear, and not only did it damage the gear, I figured all I'd have to do is replace the gear. It also damaged all the structure inside. It really messed that up. So when I went to go to repair it, I realized I was going to have to replace the subfloor inside of here that that the gear attaches to, because it was just moving all over the place. And no amount of epoxy. I'm going to have to put some wood in there, some foam blocks. And I got so caught up in repairing that and hot gluing, I actually used big sections of foam that I actually cut off all the air intake. Absolutely, wasn't even paying attention to that. I was so focused on fixing that subfloor, so I just absolutely destroyed the fuse. I mean, to replace and take all that out of there and try to shave that out and not be able to get to it, I was just, you know, it was a huge mess. So I need a new fuselage, and I already needed a new front gear and the servo for the rudder up here. I was also going to need another gear. I just bought another one. Okay, that one you never saw. I got it all together because I'd already done the build and everything video, got it all together, same clear coat, same KM model afterburner. Came out here on an early morning, and like an idiot, it was way too foggy and all kinds of, and so much moisture in the air, more than I was expecting. And I took off one time and landed, took off the second time down there, and it went through a thick patch of fog that actually had moved in while I was down at this end, and actually lost sight of this plane, not this one, but that second F-86. So much moisture got sucked up in there, I lost all control, and I didn't even think about holds. Lost all my control, and she went full speed into the ground out there in the corner and just obliterated the plane. Obliterated. So that's the second Sabre. But I love this plane. So this one, I'm with kit gloves on this one, okay? I've changed the receiver, bought a new receiver for it. I have a AR 830-60T, already the one that's already upgraded to Plus, came with 3X Plus in the mail. And something's not wanting to close now. Oh, and so it's already upgraded to 3X Plus. I have the flight mode ready to be set up. I have the speed brakes actually separate on that roller there. Okay. I have no elevator to flat mix put in because I'm going to try the flight mode and see how that does. Got the KM model afterburner. Do you see it? Okay. Remember, the gear are retractable. And they do, that front nose gear does take some time. Got a little bit of wind out of the southeast, but that's okay. And I pretty much got the rates the same way as I flew it before. Same battery and everything. My high rates are 100% over 30% expo.
Mid rates 90.
Mid or 90, lower 80.
High rates 100.
So I'm going to take off in high rates because that's what I'm used to. Up, down, right, left. See, right, left, up, down, right, left. Okay.
Takeoff flaps.
We're going to do takeoff flaps, and we're going to see how we do. We're going to maiden this plane. Timer set for 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Absolutely beautiful plane. We'll share the flap settings once the flight is over. And the plane also has, let me show you.
Stopping the plane.
Has backup. It has has thrust reverse. Not very effective right now because of the way that big cheater is underneath her, but it will help in the slowing down the plane.
Starting the time over.
All right. Okay, only thing left to do now is just do it. Here we go. Timer set for 3 minutes and 45 seconds. A little bit up elevator. But not much. Let me see what takeoff flaps do, or landing flaps do. Really? Doesn't need any adjustment. No elevator to flap mix needed, or flight mode. Still need a touch of up elevator. Good flying plane. All right, let's see what the speed brake does. Slows it down, rises a little bit, but that's okay. All right, well, let's see what happens when I put the gear down.
Landing flaps.
All right, come by, fly by dirty. Remember, this is a maiden. Man, that's a beautiful plane. I did put a little bit of up elevator trim in just now. All right. That went real well. Let's go ahead and we'll take off from down there just because we can.
Takeoff flaps.
Back to takeoff flaps. All right, got our, don't have the speed brake deployed. All right, I think with my takeoff flaps, I'm going to need to put them down just a little bit more. Just a tad bit more. Now that she's spooled up, has one of the best sounds ever. Take it up. All right.
$20 seconds.
All right, got enough to bring it by, make sure everything's down correctly. And it is. Man, what a great flying plane.
Greg, you muster now. Your fun is over. Stopping the plane.
All right.
Cruise mode.
Plane is $499. So that plane cost me $1,000 because I bought it twice. But I'll tell you right now, I absolutely love this plane. I absolutely love the way it looks. I love the way it flies. Love the way it sounds. And that is a successful maiden of these FMS Sky Blazers 80mm number 3.
The prop is secured. Safe to approach.
All right. We were 42 seconds over on a 3-minute and 45-second timer. So what's that? 5 minutes and what? 12 or 15 seconds, something like that? Huh? About 4.5. That's right. 3 minutes and 45. And then, okay, yeah, about 4.5. Okay, I want to say 5, so about 4.5 minutes, roughly. And the hatch is more secure on this one. My first one, hatch went flying, and that thing there, because you have to buy the decals along the side to go, because that decal on the side, $75. So actually the plane's cost me $1,075 because I bought that another hatch and decal set from the first one. 26% left, so that's a good storage rate. Let me show you where I have everything. CG, you know, I don't even remember now. Gosh darn it. I'm sorry. I apologize. Should be more prepared. I just remember it from the first one. If you put your 5,000, basically a good solid finger length back on the wood, about an inch back on that wood, maybe half an inch. It's basically a finger length, just a little bit wider than a finger length on that wood tray, then she'll CG for you just fine. And nice push button. Remember that door? The door and the front gear does take a while. And the only thing I've modded is I've given her a clear coat of my mid-wax, polyacrylic mid-wax, the water-based. And I've given her the KM model afterburner, which I have not installed, that I have unplugged right now. The speed brakes, I had that on the roller, which I only used that one just to see what she did when she flew, and it does make her slow down. Now, if you set it up the way the plane comes factory, then when you deploy your flaps, your speed brakes are going to come out. They have it automatically on a Y, so you have to separate them. Because I have an 8-channel receiver, I gave that its own channel, and if you want to use thrust reverse, you got to give it its own physical channel, because it doesn't have a smart avian ESC that has an internal channel for that. You have to use a physical channel for that. So if you want to use the speed brakes separately and you want thrust reverse, you're going to have 8 channels. Otherwise, a 6-channel. But I'll tell you, if you tie in because having the first one, I had it on a 6-channel receiver, if I remember right. And when you tie in these flaps and when the speed brakes, she slows down pretty good. Just be mindful of your landing, give yourself plenty of rollout. And this is just like any other plane that has this type of a wing. It's not really a delta wing, it's more of a conventional wing. So because it is a little more swept, you can go a little bit of flare, but nowhere near like you would with a delta or a Mirage or any of your delta wings. You know, you have just a little bit of flare, not that much. So all right, folks, well, that is the FMS 80mm Sabre Sky Blazer livery. Absolutely gorgeous plane, flies great. It's one of those planes you're really nervous when you first go to fly it, and then when you get her up, you realize, oh, what a sweetheart she is. I mean, what a sweetheart she is. And well, there you go. Y'all have a good one. God is great. Don't forget, faith, family, and friends, and F-86 80mm from FMS. Bye, y'all.